to another episode of Easel Talk. Hi, I'm artist Mark A. Foltz. Today I want to talk about some things that kind of bother me. I want to talk about these slugs that sell their art on eBay for $1. You know, they auction their art for $1, and I think this actually hurts the market. And the reason I think it does is because it makes everybody think they're going to get, far by putting their stuff for $1 and auction off their art cheap, and that's exactly the way it looks. And then everybody also thinks that I'm going to sell my stuff for $1. It starts reflecting on other artists out there, that work their asses off for 30, 40 years, that don't want $1 for their work. It's insulting, and I want more for my work. I'm worth a lot more than that, but I'm reasonable. I have reasonable prices on eBay. And I just think these slugs do it to command the market, and I think it hurts art across the board. Like I said, the reason I feel it hurts the art across the board is because then people expect me to sell my work at a lower price, because these slugs are selling their stuff for $1, starting their auctions off at $1 anyway. And what I've came to realize is not all of these artists are what you think they are. Now, here's one of the things I did. I did a little bit of investigating, and what I found out is there's a superstar artist. I think you all know who he is. I'm not going to mention any names. Let's just say he likes tacos. Anyways, he sells about 500 paintings a month. Okay? Now that is just astronomical numbers, which means he'd have to paint about 20 to 30 paintings a day. This is an oil painter that paints 20 to 30 paintings a day, which means 20 more paintings got to be drying on the rack, because as you know, oil paintings take about 2 weeks to dry properly. And if you use a cobalt dryer or use something special in the oil, then you can, alkali oils, then you can get them to dry a little bit quicker, but still, this is going to cause a lot of damage to your oil paintings in the long run, because they're going to crack. Because this type of stuff added to the oil paints breaks down their pigmentations, it breaks down their binders, and it ruins the oil paint in the long term. And anyways, I paint with acrylics, so I did paint for about, I don't know, 13, 14 years in oil paints, so I'm very familiar with oil paint. And I switched over to acrylics because I started having kind of an allergy to the oil paints. But I know both mediums very well. I'm a master at all mediums, but I believe acrylics are, to me, a better medium to use if you want a faster drying time. And I like to paint a lot of paintings very quickly, and I want them to dry quicker, and I want to get them out faster. So this is the paint medium that I use. Anyways, to get back on the subject here, this bothers me because this is almost impossible. Now listen to what I'm saying here, okay? I paint pretty manically. I have a lot of depression, I have a lot of issues, and when I paint about 9 paintings a night. Sometimes I paint 10 paintings, 12 paintings. I mean, sometimes I get into this manic painting mode, and I mean, that to me is a lot of paintings. I paint them, typically from 12 by 16 and larger. This takes a lot out of you. I mean, I know this certain artist paints nothing but landscapes, but it does take a little bit to paint those too. But I paint all different subjects, including landscape, and it takes a little bit more thinking on my end to do the type of work that I do. Plus, it's a little bit depressing and a little bit hard on the soul to produce the work that I paint. I paint a lot of graphic stuff and a lot of I don't know, kind of edgy stuff. So it takes a little bit more thinking to produce and to come up with a painting that I'm happy with. But anyways, when I start to think about these numbers, you'd have to be like getting up at breakfast, sitting on the toilet painting, going to bed, you'd have to be getting up early, painting all day, and probably in between watching TV or soap operas or whatever, you'd have to be painting another painting. I don't know when you'd have time to sleep painting 20 to 30 paintings a day, 500 plus paintings a month, when I paint like on the average 60 in a month. And like I said, 9 to 10 paintings at the most in a week. This is ridiculous. I don't see how these numbers add up. So to me, this only means one thing. There's more than one person painting these paintings. So I believe that this person is a sweatshop. Now I can't guarantee that, but I'm saying, to me, these numbers are just so huge. I don't see how you'd have time to eat, breathe, shit, crap, whatever. I don't know. I don't know how you do any. How would you function doing this many paintings a day? You wouldn't be able to do it. So it has to be a sweatshop. It has to be more than one person doing it. And then this person shows you on YouTube that he can paint these things because they're just mediocre paintings. Okay, there's no composition involved. There's no follow-through lead-ins. There's no values. There's nothing there but a sloppy kind of a, I don't know, abstracty kind of impressionistic kind of painting style that a child could probably learn how to do. Bob Ross probably does a little bit better. This person has a style similar to like a Bob Ross, but calls himself like, he's like Claude Monet to himself. He considers himself like Claude Monet. You guys know who I'm talking about, okay? There's a couple big leaguer painters on eBay. They're selling their stuff for starting their stuff out as $1. You know, there's at least 2 or 3 artists doing this and mimicking this idiot that's selling his stuff for $1, okay? And the thing of it is that I'm doing this video because it irritates me, because I want people to realize that there's a lot of sweatshops out there, there's a lot of foreign markets out there that are producing artwork and hurting artists like me, real working artists who are doing this for a living, okay? And I'm giving you the best of the best. I'm putting my heart and soul into this. I've been doing this, like I said, for 30 years. I've learned every trick of the trade. I bust my ass. I've been to art shows. I've been to juried exhibitions. I've been in lots of galleries. I've been, you know, chosen for juried shows. Okay, that's important that people understand that in order to get put into a juried show, you have to be damn good at what you do. I've also been in a lot of places like Mesa Public Libraries and hospitals and donated to a lot of charities. I have record of my artwork. That's the key thing here. This person here on eBay does not have any record. There's a lot of artists on here that don't have any record of what they've done. They have no merit behind their art. I mean, they basically don't have any art experience. I've been to hundreds of shows. I've gotten over 40, 50 different awards. I've gotten, you know, first place awards. I've gotten all kinds of different certificates for my work. I've been in numerous galleries. I've sold a lot of paintings in my lifetime. I've been on eBay for a long time. I sell quite a bit on eBay. I'm one of eBay's best sellers with art. And I'm proud of my accomplishments. And one of the reasons I'm proud of my accomplishments is because I was always told that I couldn't do this. I couldn't make a living being an artist. I would never make it as an artist. So I've done everything I can to prove that wrong to my doubters. And you people out there have helped me, thank you. I get off subject a little bit because I have so many things that are bothering me that I can't really keep on subject here, but this is important to me that you guys know there's a lot of fake people out there, and I don't want collectors out there getting stuck in this trap of buying these turds that are faking you out with their crappy artwork or their mediocre Bob Ross type of style artwork, claiming they're Claude Monet-ish or Van Gogh or whatever, when they're not even, they couldn't even hold a candle to these type of artists. They have some colorful work, some, you know, mediocre work, something probably an 8th grader could learn in a painting class. At a, you know, I've seen a lot of, if you ever been to an art show, they have like advanced, beginner. This person's probably a beginner. They're not even advanced. I've seen some pretty nice advanced paintings done by advanced artists, and they're pretty spectacular. I feel that this person is really lying to you about the quality of their work. They talk about being Sotheby's bound and all this stuff, you know, and I'm giving too much away. You already kind of know who these people are, but I'm just going to tell you right now, you've been warned that if you've been buying or collecting this particular artist's work here on eBay, you're probably getting screwed over because their painting is worth exactly what they're starting it out at, $1. Okay, the canvas board might be about $2. The paint they're using is probably worth about $1.50. You know, but the canvas board they choose is probably a hobbyist type canvas board. And the oil paint they're using, I don't know if it's an alkali mixed with water or whatever, but I've never seen an oil paint dry that fast in my entire life. So it's pretty amazing that they're putting that many paintings out and they're drying that quickly. So I'm actually kind of questioning if it's oil or not. I think this person knows that oils sell better, so they use the word oil, and you're not going to know the difference if you're just looking at the painting and you just want something to hang on your wall, or, you know, you're not really into figuring out if the painting's really oil or not. Or maybe you don't even care. Maybe you like the price you're getting it at, $1. The thing of it is, if it's up for $1, then this person knows that they have a probability of losing their painting for $1. So that tells me only one thing, that you get what you pay for. And this artist knows that their painting is only worth $1, or they wouldn't risk it. I know they maybe there's a little ego involved there. They think, well, you know, I know that I'm worth a little bit more, so I'll risk it and start it out at $1 and put $9, $10 shipping on it. And I know that people like me because I'm so popular that I'll get more than $1. Well, they're risking that still. The main thing that I'm saying here is if they started as $1, then that's what it's worth. Okay, people? That's what it's worth. It is only worth $1. It's not going to be any more than $1 because that's what they expected, and that's what they started it at, and it's probably most of the time going to sell for $2 or $3. It may make it a little bit over $1. It might make it to $15 at the most. But this person already knows they're not worth more than $1. But they're going to laugh at you because you paid $20 for it. And then they go, oh, wow, they get some a free cup of coffee, you know, whatever. Free lunch at some restaurant. I was going to say the place, but I'm not going to say it. But anyways, be careful what you buy. Don't always believe what you see on YouTube. Don't always believe the artists you see on eBay. And basically, this is a red flag to you. I'm trying to red flag you and kind of inform you about these type of things that are happening, okay? The Chinese market, I don't know, I'm not going to, the Asian market or whatever, foreign markets, are another tricky thing. Because half of these paintings are not real paintings. They're basically giclees or whatever, or, you know, prints, painted prints. And yeah, hand embellished means that the artist painted over a print. That's what it means. So there's some, you know, 5th grader in there painting over the painting with some acrylic gel and putting the paint strokes in there and making it look like a real painting. Okay, so just letting you know that that's some of those foreign markets, and they don't even bother to put it on a stretcher bar. They just roll it up and put it into a tube and send it to you, expect you to do it. So, but I see these things selling all the time, and it just like baffles me how they do this. I mean, I wish I could do that, but it never worked for me. So I tried it, and it just seemed to never work for me. I thought of painting on a piece of canvas because I didn't want to pay for the stretcher bar when I was first starting this business out on eBay, and I tried to just sell some canvas, straight blank canvas, cut out, paint it on, and I used to duct tape it on there, paint a painting on it, and trim it out, roll it up, try to put it in a tube. Failed miserably, so I won't ever do that again. I've also painted on canvas boards. I even have a few on there now, but this is the end of my canvas boards. Just letting you know right now, this is the end of my canvas boards. Not going to do them anymore. Don't like them. They warp too much. They're cheesy. They're cheap. They're not really good material to paint on, okay? Because they're not archival to the point where I feel they'll last a long time. So I'm just kind of gonna quit doing them. I have actually changed up everything. I quit buying hobby canvas. That's another thing you need to kind of be forewarned about. Hobby canvas is buffered with a talc, and it's got gesso that's real cheesy and cheap, made with talcum powder and glues and binders. That's not really a good long-term surface to be collecting per se. If you're going to collect a fine piece of art, or art that's going to last you a long time, make sure that it's a nice buffered gesso that the artist used, or the canvases are higher quality. A lot of these canvases that you see artists sell on eBay are basically hobbyist type canvases from certain hobby stores. I'm not going to mention the stores, but let's just say you know that they're hobby canvas because they're super thin. They're not real cotton canvas. They're made out of jute or some other thin material that looks like canvas. And like I said, they got a talc type gesso on them. So over time, they're not going to last. 15, 20 years max, and you're going to have a crumpled up little painting with the colors fading on it. And basically, it's just not going to hold up the test of time. Especially if you're trying to buy art to collect it for long-term investment. I recommend that you find an artist, such as myself, that actually takes the time to research the type of canvases that are out there. And I buy from a very high-end canvas producer that makes really high quality canvases. It's called Canvas Place, and they sell a lot of canvases and a lot of floater frames that are very high quality, and it's the best of the best. You're not going to get any better than that. There's a couple of other places that I buy canvases from, but they're all custom done. So I either do them myself or I have them done for me in a professional way, and I use only the high grade type of canvases. So I use like 13-ounce canvas. I use high quality stretcher bars, kiln dried. You can't guarantee warping on every single canvas because wood, people, warps. It just does. So, but most of the canvases that I have very heavy duty stretcher bars, high quality cotton duck canvas, and they're medium grain and they're really high quality and they're going to last till Jesus comes back. Okay, so I want people to know that I don't use hobby canvas no more. I used to a long time ago, but I no longer use hobby canvas. I actually buckled down, spent the money. I think it's worth it. I think my artwork's worth it, and I think that you're worth it. And I think that in the long term, you'll be glad you bought one of my pieces because they hold up the test of time. And these hobby canvases, to me, just don't. They just don't meet the qualifications that I feel they should meet. Anyways, I kind of want you to know a little bit about red flags, so I'm going to go on to my next video. Right now we're going to end this video because I don't want it to get too long, but I'm going to talk about the red flags of buying and purchasing art on eBay and other places you see on Amazon. Okay, thanks for your time, and let's go on to our part 2 of our video, and this is part 2 is going to be about the red flags.